Jared Anderson versus Charles Martin, 10 rounds in the heavyweight division this weekend. Let's get into it. Let's start with the young cat, Jared Anderson. 14 wins. 14 of those wins by way of knockout, no losses. The young, talented heavyweight has been on a tear since he's turned professional. Now, there's been a lot of hype about him, so to speak, right? Because of his skill set and what he can do inside of the ring. And once you watch him fight, you will see he has a couple things down that just comes naturally. We're talking speed. He's got that, right? We're talking power. He's got that, right? We're talking about placement and his punching, the accuracy, the combinations, the variety. He has got that. The footwork, he's got that. He's a switch hitter, right? Orthodox, southpaw. He can do either or. We're talking about ring IQ. You can see him starting to develop a lot more from where he started to where he is now. So he is growing into that, and he's showing that, yeah, I'm getting that too. And of course, the other things, right, like confidence and poise and toughness and just sheer meanness that you need when you step inside of the ring. He's got all of that. Now, there's been a lot of people talking about him saying, you know, he's not going to be great because he doesn't love the sport. And I get that. Not saying that's wrong. Everybody has their own perspective, but I'm on the other side of that. I don't believe you have to love something to be good at it. I don't believe you have to love something to be great at it. It does help for enjoyment purposes, right? But I don't think you have to love it in order to be good at it. He's on the upward trajectory to be a champion or to get a title shot, and he just might get that next shot in a couple fights later down the road. But I wouldn't sweat that too much, man. I mean, it hasn't bothered him yet. And he's trying to do everything while he is in the sport, while he can. He's only gone 6 rounds. It's the furthest that he has been inside of a fight when he fought Kingsley eBay. And that's because Anderson was having a little bit of problem with eBay. Not like a dangerous type of problem or him having a hard time type of problem, but more in the sense of Kingsley eBay is big and strong, and he's so raw that sometimes that can be the toughest opponents because they are so unpredictable, and you have to be careful not to get hit with the shot that you're not supposed to be getting hit with. But in that fight, man, once he started to land his shots a lot more consistently, man, he ended up closing out the show. But Jared Anderson, man, he's a tough, smart cat, man. It doesn't take him too long in order to figure things out before he starts to really impose his will and let those heavy hands go. And his last fight, when he fought George Arias, a fight that I would have thought was going to go at least 5 to 8 rounds. I thought it was going to take about 5 to 8 rounds for Anderson to get the stoppage win. But that was a fight where Jared Anderson, man, completely dominated the fight from start to finish. Arias was absorbing every shot possible in that fight. To be honest, I'm glad they stopped that fight early because he was about to get demolished the longer that that fight went on. So again, Charles Martin on paper, though, is going to be Jared Anderson's toughest test yet. But let's get into it. Let's start with Charles Martin. 29 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 26 wins by way of knockout. Charles Martin, the former IBF heavyweight champion, is 37 years old now. When he's been around for a while now, right? He's been in the ring with people like Anthony Joshua, Luis Ortiz, Adam Kownacki, when Adam Kownacki was on his upward trajectory. So he has the experience with fighting some of the tops in that heavyweight division. Now, the last time I saw Charles Martin fight live, right, was when he fought Luis King Kong Ortiz. And early on in that fight, man, Martin was winning the fight, piecing up Ortiz early, right? Scored a knockdown in the first round, stayed patient, used his jab, slipping and moving well, and really taking his time, right? There would be moments throughout that fight, though, where Martin, he would overcommit to a shot and Ortiz would counter him with the left hand, and you could see instantly it kind of froze up Charles Martin because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, no matter how old Luis Ortiz is, as long as he is in the fight, he is dangerous because of the power that he possesses in either of those hands. But again, anytime a shot connected on Charles Martin when he was fighting Luis Ortiz was just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he can keep this up all the way throughout the fight. Martin scored a knockdown again in the 4th round with a stiff jab, nice stiff jab right down the middle. You know, again, he was doing well until he wasn't, right? Sixth round, Ortiz caught him with a shot in the sixth round that made him stand straight up and legit like paused for a split second, and it was over with. And it was a shame because he was doing so well and I was kind of rooting for him. But at the same time, I didn't think he was going to be able to keep Ortiz off of him for 12 rounds before one of those shots connected and landed cleanly. The most recent fight, he fought Devin Vargas in a one-sided, lopsided fight where he dominated that fight from start to finish, a fight where he needed to get a stoppage win. If he didn't get a stoppage win, man, that wouldn't have been good for his morale standpoint for Martin, in my opinion, right? So who wins? Honestly, I think Jared Anderson comes out and puts on a show this weekend in his hometown. I think he gets the stoppage win within 6 rounds. If Charles Martin couldn't take Ortiz's punch, and Ortiz is 45, 46, 47, some people think 50 plus years old, I don't think he is going to be able to keep up with the pace, the energy, the power, the consistency, the talent of the young, talented heavyweight that can crack and will be throwing more punches as the rounds go on. I might be able to keep him off of him for a couple rounds, but I don't think it will last too long, to the sense where he can just keep Jared Anderson away for too long. Again, you know, then you mix that with the fact that Charles Martin is a late replacement, 2 weeks out. All credit to him if he can make the full 10 rounds, but it's tough for me to see. So I like Jared Anderson here by knockout. What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning this one? Let me know in the comment section below. If you would like to support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do so. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you would like to support by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount goes towards the growth of this channel and it will be greatly appreciated. Shout out to everybody that continues to support the channel, whether it's like, comment, share, subscribe, donation, sharing your comments, sharing your thoughts, whether you agree, whether you don't agree. It is truly appreciated. Shout out to everybody that continues to send in donations to the channel. Man, that's love. It keeps the channel going and it really helps out a whole lot. So with all of that being said, if you've been watching the video this long, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you next time.